I love saying thoroughly. It's a very nice word. Thoroughly. 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 It's such a fun word. Hey there guys, this is Samantha, and today I'm going to have my September wrap up in October TBR. And I know this is a few days late, but I've had a really busy last couple of days. I went to a concert last night, and then I went shopping all today, which is terrible, but I shopped and bought not things that I shouldn't have. Oh god. Let's just get on with the books that I have already read this last month. Yes. Let us begin with the book that I finished first this month. And that is, let me get it out. First book that I finished this month was Neil Gaiman's Stardust. And then it looks as though I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed this book. It was not what I expected. I thought I was just getting a straight up fairy tale. There was some cursing in it and whatnot, and I liked it. I enjoyed this book. It makes me excited to read the other Neil Gaiman books that I own. The next book that I finished this month was Hidden Girl by Shaima Hall. This was a memoir of her, not tale, but her life as a domestic slave, and I gave this book a 4 out of 5 as well, and I really enjoyed this book. It was mildly depressing, but it was a very good read. I read it fairly fast, and I was very glad that I read this book. It was a very enlightening book. I gave a lot of books a 4 out of 5 this month. I'm looking at my list, and there's a lot of them. Next book that I read was Salem's Legacy by Aaron Galvin, and I will actually review the entire series once I get to it. But I enjoyed this book. It wasn't as up to the standards of the first book because I absolutely loved the first book in the series, but this book was very good once I got past the fact that the last 2 books were from a different person's perspective than the first book. But that's okay. I still enjoyed the books. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was a very good book. I enjoyed them thoroughly. I loved the series. The next book that I finished this month was Fullmetal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa. And again, 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. I know I'm going to enjoy the TV series, which I probably will start soon. And I'm not huge into manga, I'm not going to lie, because honestly, I get tired of non-colored pictures really quickly. It's like not a good attention span. That is what I suffer from. And if it doesn't have colorful pictures to like grab my attention, I don't want to look at the pictures. Oh god. The next book that I finished was the Den of Shadows Quartet by Amelia Atwater Rhodes. And this is actually 4 companion novels all in one bind up, and I gave this whole thing a 3 out of 5 stars. The 4 short stories are In the Forest of the Night, Demon in My View, Shattered Mirror, and Midnight Predator. And I would have to say that my favorite one was probably In the Forest of the Night. It was about a very old vampire and about it's just basically from her view and about her anger towards this other vampire. But all of these take place in the same world. They basically connect by like one character from the previous book or whatever the case may be. But yes, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't bad. Honestly, I probably won't read it again. It was okay. It held my attention and I didn't want to throw the book against a wall. So, it was a 3 out of 5. And now for my surprise of the month. I finished The Exceptions by David Cristofano, and I actually found out this is actually, there's a companion novel to this book. I did not know that, but I gave this a 4 out of 5. I was not expecting to like the book as much as I did. I'm not usually into these type of books. Everyone knows that I really liked my fantasy novels and books of that nature, but this one was actually like a kind of a realistic fiction-ish, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I was surprised. I flew through this big old book, and I was glad that I read it. I'm gonna keep it. I enjoyed it. Yep. And then the last 2 books that I read this month were The One and the Elite by Kira Cass. And I gave both of them a 4 out of 5 stars. So the entire series I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. But I think I'm going to give the entire series as a whole a 4.5. I know it's only a little bit of a jump up, but it is a good jump up. It was a very good book series. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love saying thoroughly. It's a very nice word. Thoroughly. 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 It's such a fun word. But I really enjoyed it. I really liked this series. It wasn't my favorite, but it was very good. I probably will end up picking up I don't remember what another series, no, The Heir. I'll probably end up picking up The Heir just to see what kind of happens with the kingdom and everything like that, and to like have like an epilogue of some sort, even though there technically was an epilogue. But it wasn't good enough for me. I need a few years in advance, not advance, a few years into the future for an epilogue to be satisfying to me. But yes, I'll probably pick up The Heir just so I can see what happens. But I've heard that it's not the greatest, but it's okay, I'll still pick it up. But yes, that concludes all of the books that I finished this month. I'm very proud of myself. So yes, let us continue on to the books that I'm going to be reading in October. So every month you guys know that I give all of you guys the chance to pick out my books that I read in the next month. This last month I didn't really get too many suggestions, so I don't have too many books to show you guys. I just picked out a series to read. But yes, I do have 2 books that people suggested to me, and then the first one is Music Bookaholic, and they picked out 634, and the book that they chose for me is Viral by Kathy Reichs. The one Brennan girl from Bones. It's her niece and everything like that, and it's based off of her. I don't really know what this entire thing is about, but I'm assuming it's something like there's a virus that's released or something she has to like run or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but you picked out this book. I'm excited to read it. And then Alexa Talks Books picked out the number 3 and 19, and that book was The Hours by Michael Cunningham, and I don't really remember what this book is about, but it has Meryl Streep on the cover, and I love Meryl Streep. She is such an amazing actress, and I'm excited to read it just for that case. So yeah, Meryl Streep, you're a winner in my mind. And then the book that I'm currently reading that I already picked up this month, and I'm already like 3/4 of the way through, it is The Far Side of Evil by Sylvia Lewis Endgall, and actually my boyfriend picked it out for me, but I'm almost complete with this book. And since those were the only books that were picked out for me last month, I chose something that I've been wanting to reread forever, and I know I'm not going to get through all of these books this month, so this is probably going to go on to next month a little bit, but this is going to be the last books that I pick up this month so that I can get through everyone else's books this month. But I'm going to be reading Cirque du Freak by Darren Shan, and I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm in love with me. I love me some Darren Shan, and I'm so excited to reread these, especially since I rebought all of these books. Not rebought, I bought them finally, and I'm just so excited to read these. So yeah, this is happening. But yes, that is all I have to share with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed watching, because I sure as hell love talking. I will see you guys next time. She wants to dance like Uma Thurman, bury me till I confess. She wants to dance like Uma Thurman, and I can't get you out of my head. The blood, the blood, the blood of the lamb. It's worth 2 lines, but here I am, and I slept in last night's clothes, and tomorrow's cheap. Not quite what they seem. I can move mountains, I can work a miracle, oh. Okay.